Hello YouTube, we are back with another redstone tutorial. In today's video we are looking at a 2x2 door that is elevated off the ground, that also has some stairs connecting it, but I mean that's all very cool, and as you can see it will work like that. It's very smooth and like pretty easy to use, but then when we want to close, all we have to do is flick the lever again. And there we go. So it's all hidden now. So that is basically that. If you want to check out the redstone, now this bit right here is not needed, nor is this layer even. It's basically just so I can actually power this line right there. But basically that's the wiring right there. Now if you do want to see a more detailed tutorial on it, then stick around. And I'll just be right back. And we are back, and I'm just starting off with a wall, and this is going to be where the door is, so these 4 blocks right there, and that's basically the passageway basically, and this is going to be your floor level as well, so keep that in mind. But what you want to do to sort of start things off is put in the layout piston. So firstly you want to go 1 block out from here, so just like that. And then have a sticky piston right there with another 2, or with another one right there, and then have another one above that right there as well. Then what you want to do is you want to have 2 sticky pistons on top of each other right there, and then have 2 blocks right there. Now this is going to be the block that will be sealing this up, so just like that. But this one is going to be your wall block, so this won't be actually moving. And now we can actually take out the hole for it, so we know where it's going. And then what you want to do is you want to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing, but just mirrored. So a sticky piston right there, and then we can take that block out, and then have another one, and then have another one. And then also the 2 sticky pistons facing inwards. And then your blocks. But then what you want to do is you want to have a couple sticky pistons on the top, so one there and also another one right there, and then have your ceiling blocks, and these 2 blocks right here, so them, they are going to be there, so just right there, so they will actually be part of the wall, but the other ones aren't, so these 2 aren't. But then what you want to do for the bottom is you want to take out these blocks right there, and then have 2 sticky pistons right here, so just like that, and then have 2 blocks right there, and that's going to be your blocks that are going to be going there, and then have 2 block below right there, or a block below floor level, and then have a sticky piston right there, and also another sticky piston right next to it, and on top of them you want to put your stairs, so right there. And it should look something like that, and that is basically your layout pistons done. Now be my guest if you want to actually try this out yourself, and you don't want to sort of watch my sort of layout or my wiring, but if you want to make this, then stick around. Now if you don't want to see any of the wiring behind the stairs when they are actually in motion, because you can actually see them, part of the wiring at least, when the stairs are actually moving. Now the way that you can actually prevent that is just by having blocks behind them, so just right there, there, and also there, and that should basically just prevent that, and it should make it look a lot better. But now onto the wiring. So what you want to do first is you want to have 3 blocks on top of these pistons right there, and then have a block right there, and basically repeat that on the other side as well. Now what you want to do for the actual redstone, you want to have two pieces of dust right there, then have 3 right there, and also another 3 on that side. Now both sides are mirrored, so you can actually have a 2x1 if you want, so not just a 2x2 passageway. So that's pretty flexible basically. But what you want to do now is you want to have your repeater on 2 ticks right there, and then have another one right there on 2 ticks as well, because they are both going to be mirrored. But then what you want to do is you want to have a sticky piston below that sticky piston right there. Make sure it's below that, because if it's not, if it's like below this one instead, it will just not work, because there won't be any redstone signal connecting it. So the bottom half basically will not work. But then what you want to do is you want to have a redstone block below that, then have a block to the side and also diagonal, then have a piece of dust on top of that, and then have another block below that. Now leave that as is right now, but we're going to have a piece of dust on top of that soon. But then what you want to do is you want to have a block up right here with a torch on the top of that, and then have a sticky piston right there with a redstone block in front. And now what you want to do is you want to connect that as well, so like that. Now I advise you like doing that after you do the other side as well, so just the same thing on the other side but mirrored. So sticky piston, redstone block, and then block with dust on top, then have a block right there with a torch, and then a redstone or a sticky piston with a redstone block in front right there, and then also your block there, and then connect the redstone dust there and also right there. Now that probably would have stuffed up one of them, so what you want to do is just fix it, and that's really simple, just rearrange it really. But now what you can do is just make the wall and make it all fancy, do whatever you like really, and the floor as well. But basically now you're done, so you can test it out by just having a line going into this this line right here. So let's just have repeaters going into that, and then have a block down really, I guess. But then like that, and then let's just have a lever right there, and as you can see, it's working perfectly. And once we turn it off, it will actually turn off as well, or it will close really. But yeah, that's basically the door done. If you did enjoy, rate, comment and subscribe, and peace.